meeting, but I don't think it'll be too exciting.
Y'all gonna give us a date when you come back? What time is that?
10 a.m. I'm sorry.
If it,
Just take a little, I got an unemployment here, it won't take, it shouldn't take very long, except for 10 o'clock, an unemployment here.
it's okay, we're not afraid of talking that. We'll schedule around, we'll make sure that you can make it. If you could get that moved to 9 o'clock, it'd be great, but if you can't, then we'll accommodate you. We want to make sure everybody has an opportunity to be here. Thank you all for your
Do I need to put
indulgence
down, or
and,
can I be right here?
no,
Thank
no, I just had my grandma's cookies.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I got my apple in my
Yeah,
briefcase.
that's on the, isn't that on the, wait a minute, let's see.
I'm actually missing
Let's
a
make sure.
Zoom meeting that I need to be on at home. Do you need to go get on your Zoom meeting?
I didn't know those things were that damn expensive.
Okay, because this is not going to last very long.
Make sure you say this when we go back on the, now
Okay.
that we are back on the.
I would be just so unnerving. You know, I think what am I gonna look like? Is it ever gonna look like? All those different. I think
Okay.
I'm sorry, and then we'll go to the next page, that's on our.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm going to go get it.
you're supposed to have fake teeth in there.
Hop out.
Holding it in.
Okay, let's get out here. Let's skedaddle. You leaving?
Now that we are back on the record, let the record reflect that all discussions during closed session were limited to preliminary inquiries and no final agency action was taken during the closed session. Next order of business is staff report. Miss Emily.
Thank you, Chairman Nicholas. First off, just the budget report, which was in your materials. All of that, again, is provided by Jonathan Eakin, who is our Chief Financial Officer. We're within our budget parameters year to date. If you have any questions, you can let me know. We just need you to approve the budget report as presented.
Is there any discussion? There's a motion to approve the budget report and a second. Any discussion? Appearing to be none. All those who favor the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and it is so ordered. Recommended changes to the Code of Ethics.
Yes,
Emily
sir.
and Stephen.
There were, we have put in your materials what we would recommend as changes to the Code of Ethics. We have to report this to LRC by July 1. The only recommended change that you all might, hold on just a minute, let me get to it so I can go over it real quickly. One of the recommended changes is to define and prohibit sexual harassment as ethical misconduct. This we tried to get in our last session. We actually did get a bill, but it wasn't heard. We should the representative who sponsored the bill indicated that she would be happy to move forward with it in the next session. So that would be one change we would recommend. The other two changes are housekeeping provisions as relates to how lobbyists are notified that they are registered, and also to amend the regular session prohibition against campaign contributions. This is because they, in the last couple of years, they amended it on one end for the employers of legislative agents, but they didn't amend it on the end where it's prohibited for legislators to receive the contributions. You see what I'm saying? They amended it in one part of the statute and not another. So it would be a housekeeping measure. The fourth recommendation, which you all may or may not want to do, is currently the waiting period for former legislators to become lobbyists is 2 years. Okay. In the state of Missouri, a 2-year ban on lobbying was declared unconstitutional by the 8th Circuit. Now the 8th Circuit applied a strict scrutiny standard of review. Our 2-year lobbying ban has never been challenged, but when they instituted the 2-year lobbying ban, at that time, the legislature met every 2 years. Now the legislature meets annually. So, in light of that change in the law, which was a constitutional ballot measure, and also what we've seen happen in the 8th Circuit, you may want to consider reducing that cooling off period from 2 years to 1 year. So just what do you all tell me what you think. Those are the 4 recommendations, but we could go just with the harassment.
The last recommendation, to me, that's a General Assembly call.
Okay.
And I don't think I feel compelled to recommend 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, or 10 years.
I think we should
We'll
just
just
leave
do
it
it.
till somebody can.
Yeah,
I thought
we'll,
it went already.
yeah,
Senator Schickel did something. It went to the 6th Circuit, I thought, didn't she?
no,
Not in that case.
No,
That wasn't
that wasn't in that
Schickel's
case.
case. That he didn't challenge the lobbying ban.
no,
I thought he did the whole thing.
no, I don't think so.
All right.
And so, is there a motion that we recommend all the other 3 changes?
Don't move.
Oh, can I make one comment,
sir.
Mr. Chair? So, make sure I'm not missing something. I mean, the legislature can't take any action on this until January, right?
Right.
I'll be honest, I have not reviewed this because of all the other things that were in our packet. So, if it's all right to table that until the next meeting, I would maybe ask for that, because I haven't, I'll be honest with you, I have not been able to
Right.
What
review.
she's saying is we have to have this turned in to meet the LRC rule, is that correct? Is it July 1?
Yes, we have to submit recommended changes by July 1. Now, that doesn't mean we can't come back between July 1 and the first of the year with further recommended changes.
Well, let's
We could,
do the bill that we had last time. Let's do that again.
let's see what is that what,
And then, Gail is still gonna be working on, hopefully,
Yeah, we gotta get back on that.
we gotta get back on this lobbyist thing about who's a lobbyist, who's not, and when they're doing this and when they're doing that. And I haven't given that up as a project, and I know she hasn't either, but she hasn't had time, and I haven't had time to worry her about it. So, but I think that might be one that we end up including, so we can include other things that we come up with, I think, after the 1st of July. But then if we do the one, we're at least in compliance with what they've asked us to do.
So
That
the
makes sense.
recommended changes with the 3, take off the 4th one, and then we'll go back and revisit the 4th issue with some other things, and we may submit a different recommended change later.
I thought that's exactly what I
that have to
said.
do with lobbying. Does that make sense? Is that
Yes, that's a motion that somebody's making.
Is Mr. Shore?
I
okay
heard him
with
make it. And is there a second?
let's see what if see if
Motion made
Mike.
and seconded.
Are you
Any
okay?
discussion? Appearing to be none. All those
Wait,
in
wait,
favor
wait,
of the
wait,
motion.
wait, wait, wait. Mike has a question.
I was just well, is this, remind me, like, what is the deadline that we have to meet here? Okay, July 1 for recommending legislation to be put in forward in the next legislative session that begins in January?
On July 1 of every odd numbered year, we are required by law to submit recommended changes to the ethics code to LRC. We're required to submit to LRC the commission's recommended changes to the ethics code. Now, that doesn't mean we can't come back later and submit other recommendations, but we have to submit something, even if it is we have no recommended changes.
Okay, so we can amend our recommendations subsequent to July 1st.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
all right,
But we do have a July 1 deadline. So,
understood, thank you.
Let's see, any discussion? Any more discussion? Appearing to be none, all those who favor the motion signify by saying aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it, and it is so ordered.
And
Emily?
like a lot of chairmen, they want to hold hearings before the session, like in the summer and in the early fall. And if you don't have it in, they won't hear it.
Right.
So that's just part of, it sounds really, really early, but it's not.
Yeah, I was just looking at, with respect to number 1 there, it basically is incorporating anything federal, and I don't know, I would just like to give that a little bit more of a look, which we can after we make this recommendation and a subsequent alteration.
Yeah.
right. Okay.
Next.
The next order of business is we need an approval of a renewed contract with Casey Bailey and Maines for the services of Robert Jenkins as our enforcement counsel. The contract that we had last year, I have to submit this to contract review, government contract review. It's a $100,000 contract. The hourly rate for the attorney is $125 an hour, $40 per hour for the paralegal. This was what we did last year with Robert, but it will expire as of the end of June. So I just need approval to renew Robert's contract as enforcement counsel.
Motion to approve,
I'll second it.
made and seconded. Any discussion? Appearing to be none, all those who favor the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The ayes have it, and it is so ordered.
Sorry, Robert.
You don't get out of this.
And Dave, I've got this for you to sign. Don't let me forget to get your signature on
Do
it.
it quickly, because I'm missing another meeting.
Okay. Just two quick other things. All right. We need to, I need to get your all's approval consistent with past commission action to approve the cost of living increase that all state employees are getting, which is a 3% increase in pay as of July 1 for Stephen Pulliam, our general counsel.
Second.
All right.
I'll just add that what you're talking about was part of our earlier discussions with respect to compensation, so this is expected.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, I know y'all been in a meeting all day long, but in your materials, I have included, there are some meeting opportunities. The Kogel Conference in CSL in Boston in August. You all get, if any of you want to attend any of these meetings, you
Yeah.
get back to staff.
We didn't finish this 3% thing.
Oh, I'm
Is there
sorry.
a motion? Motion?
We had two motions.
Motion.
Second.
Second. Now we gotta vote.
We just didn't do all in favor.
Yeah, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. All opposed, same sign? Okay.
Okay. In your materials, there were a summary of different meeting opportunities, and it has been part of past practice to give commissioners an opportunity to attend the Kogel conference or the NCSL conference. I think the Southern Leadership Conference I think that's right on us coming up. But anyway, if there's a meeting that you would want to attend as a professional development opportunity, contact our office. We'll let you know. You also have the informal opinions. Of course, all of those are confidential. And if you have any questions about any of them that you've read, you're welcome to contact us directly, or we can speak on them privately in an executive session at a future meeting.
I have a conflict on the 8th,
Oh, you do? Okay.
but if I'm the only person who does, I'll see if I can make it go away.
Okay.
I need to look. I don't have it with me.
Okay. Just let me know as soon as possible, because we can.
Why
We
don't we send out an email asking the commission if that works for everybody? and then
Sounds
you all can
great.
Reply back and we'll get it.
Sure.
There's no other business to come before the commission. I'll consider a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Non-debatable. All those who favor the motion
Undebatable.
signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The ayes have it, and it is so ordered. Thank you very much
Recording stopped.
In 8 minutes via Zoom in front of Metro.
for your time and attention to all these important matters.
Well, that was a very interesting day.
Very interesting day. You know,